Hey, Nate. Will Gallo or Dre be available?
They're going to be game time decisions. Yes, both of them.
With Gallo's eye, was it something that happened in a game or is it unrelated?
No, it was just something he woke up with this morning, and we had him checked out, and he'll go up until game time before we make a decision.
Okay.
Coach, a lot of weapons on this team. What do you see as the biggest key to getting the win tonight?
Well, just their defense is solid. You know, they are a team that's playing good basketball on both sides of the floor. Defensively, they're 1-2 in their last 5 games as far as field goal percentage, points allowed. Offensively, Tatum is playing great basketball, for them. Brown didn't play in our last game. So they have a lot of weapons out there with Horford, being in the mix, and their second unit is coming in. Williams is shooting the lights out right now. So it's a game that we got to play with the urgency. We've been playing with. We got to play a 48-minute game against this group. They are physical on the defensive end of the floor. They do a good job of switching and guarding the ball. So we got to have movement tonight. We got to make sure that we take care of the ball against this group.
Yeah, Nate, during the 5-game winning streak, the defense is holding opponents to 43%. What's been the biggest difference with the defense after?
I would say urgency. We're getting pressure on the ball. We're doing a better job of containing the ball. I feel like our defense is connected out on the floor, and we've been pretty consistent with how we've played.
Has this stretch that you guys have been on given you a little bit of deja vu from what you guys accomplished last season? Because it was an 8-game winning streak that really turned the season around, and possibly this streak could be the one that turns it around.
We're just trying to focus one game at a time, and try to keep this streak going. Try to take advantage of home court. These games that we have at home. The schedule will change for us. Towards the end where we're playing a lot of road games, so the focus is not, on, what we did last year. It's just we've played some good basketball here in our last 5 games, and we want to continue to build off of that. Our approach has always been be better than you were your last time out. And, that's the focus for us.
Nate, I wanted to ask you about the bench in this regard. Teams that you've coached and maybe some that you've played on, clubs that have had a bench unit that carves out its own identity.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've sensed that, maybe developing with this team.
Yeah, I mean, the teams that have success, normally the bench, you got to have both units. You got to be playing well, and normally that bench does have an identity. It's a change in pace or tempo. Far as the way the first unit plays, and with our guys, getting back and getting healthy, and now playing with Lou and DeLon, Gallo. Now we have Bogey and Kevin in that rotation with Big O. We haven't had that group together really, except for these last 5 games, and they're just starting to establish themselves, get a rhythm. They've really been good for us in this winning streak.
For someone coming in from the outside, what has been the difference on this 5-game win streak? Is it just a matter of health?
No, it's both. I mean, it's urgency. We're playing better basketball. Health is, I think, a part of that, where we are getting guys back healthy. I think their conditioning is better, and we're playing with that sense of urgency. Whenever you drop games, as we did, a few weeks ago, you have to come out with more urgency, and we've been able to do that on the defensive end of the floor, play better. Offensively, we've been pretty consistent with that all season long, but we also plan, in finishing games now.
Nate, how big of an advantage has it been having DeAndre back and then the playable Onyeka as far as the defense? I know everything is picked up defensively Can you speak about having those two? Because it seemed when they came back, things started to shift just a little bit more defensively.
Yeah, and you know, they are a big part, obviously, the guys that are establishing our defense. You know, we really rely on you know, a wing defender and our big, and normally that's Clint. You know, but Clint was out for a while, you know, and when he was out, Big O stepped in and really started to establish that defensive presence. Dre came back and he was that wing defender that we are putting on the best 1, 2, or 3. And, you know, he's done a good job of, you know, establishing our defense on the defensive end of the floor. And I think Kevin has picked it up. Trey has picked it up. Those guys have picked it up. And, you know, sometimes you need that guy to establish the style, the tone that you want to play, so that they can see that and follow those guys. And I think our guys have done that. But you're right. You know, it starts with Dre for us, and it starts with our 5. And it, you know, at one time that was O, and now Clint is back in that lineup. So both of those guys are now, you know, playing solid defense.
On Zoom, we have a question from Bobby Manning.
Hey, Nate, I read last week that Boston's the #1 team out of timeout in points per possession. How much is those type of plays something you look at when you're preparing for an opponent? And if so, what kind of sticks out about what Boston does in those situations right out of timeout?
We also, I mean, we always look at, you know, situations like that, you know, what teams are doing, you know, the start of the game, the start of the quarter, ATOs, you know, so you have a, you know, they do a good job of calling sets. But yes, we are aware of their success with their ATOs, but you know, we also aware with the success that Tatum, you know, he's just been playing lights out basketball here in these last couple of weeks. All right.